But yeah, so before we dig into it, my overall thoughts is the fight sequences are dope. Layla got a brand new outfit. Khonshu got a brand new outfit. Overall, it's an awesome show. It's an awesome show overall. This last episode seemed a little bit rushed, but which in turn gives a testament to the rest of the series, which like I kept saying every time we got together that each episode packed a lot in. This is a small time and they did it real good. The pacing. This one seemed a little rushed. I wish they had like another episode to stretch it out a little bit, but yeah, it was great. And then Yatzil made an appearance. You know, Avatar of Hathor.
They did real quick.
Music, got us music and loving.
And she also, I think, got killed.
Yeah,
that was the dark days. But so, Manji versus Joe, you got to see this overall thoughts before we dig into the highlights and stuff like that. What's your overall thoughts of episode 6 and the series? You know, as a whole.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like I was really happy with a lot of it. I'm glad it ended the way it did. Yeah, it just seemed really rushed. Like I get it. Like you like looking at the plot points and things. Like you had a lot to get done. In a very short amount of time. I feel like if you could have almost quickened the pace of everything that happened in the asylum. In the previous episode, you could have gotten a little bit of Layla getting her Scarlet Scarab outfit, talking to Yatzil.
Yes.
Talking to Yatzil, getting into the thing and like breaking Khonshu's statue. And then you could have kicked off just straight from there. And then you had more time to develop all the rest of that stuff. But yeah, I was really happy. I loved her outfit. I love that she got to kick some ass. We were talking about it a little earlier that some people will complain that like, oh, you know, the female character always gets her like super suit in the last episode, and then all of a sudden she's good at stuff. And I would agree because like give them their own show or get them their stuff halfway through the series.
Right.
Like I agree that they shouldn't wait till the last episode before they have the girls suit up. Give them a show. Make them a main character. There's no point not to at this point.
I agree. Mariah, your overall thoughts this this last episode and the series as a whole?
I really liked it. I really did enjoy myself the entire way. I know that there's some differences about how the ending was, what have you. I mean, the whole thing with these Marvel shows is that like we almost speculate to the point of absurdity with certain things, you know.
And the movies,
And the movies, yep, which we will talk about later.
Yep.
But I really liked it. I think it hit all of the emotional notes that the last episode, which was basically just, you know, talking in rooms. Basically, like, there was no action, really, except for that very, very last fight with, like, the sand monsters. Everything else was just talking in rooms, and I feel like if all of that time spent on the emotion hadn't paid off in the last episode, I would have been really upset. Why, you know what I mean? It would have felt like wasted time. But yeah, overall I loved it. Having the scene where Oscar Isaac just doing his but switching so fluidly between Steven and Mark, not only with the costumes but also with the dialogue. Like we haven't seen that yet. It's always been very disjointed. So when it flowed from one to the next and back again, by far that was my favorite part of the book.
In like one shot too.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
It's like backing up and there's like his face is his posture.
I mean, the physicality, the vote, like everything, also, being able to see it back and forth was amazing.
Steven definitely came into his own in this episode. Like he's sitting there haggling and arguing with Khonshu.
Yeah, when he sat down on the rock, chilling.
He did.
He's like, well, I'm just gonna sit here, and he like, I love the the Steven bit where he tackles Arthur Harrow into that like looks like the window of a TV store or something. He like throws him off to the side, and he like he like wipes off his jacket, wipes off his sleeve, walks straight over, and then immediately gets wrecked. Like straight into the. I'm like, what a Steven moment.
Yes.
Bam. Just gets ruined. It's so good.
Yeah, a lot of fights with the fighting and it was dope. It was really dope. It was kind of cheesy to run running up the pyramid. That was kind of cheesy.
Like kind of sideways.
Yeah, that was Marvel right there. That was like, we still Marvel, y'all. Marvel's still in the building.
It felt like The problem was the battle between like Ahmet and Khonshu almost felt pointless.
Oh, like they didn't
Like
need to
the
have
big
that
kaiju versions of them
back
were
there.
like up there fighting by the pyramids. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but the real fights down here.
The only time
I
it
kinda-
was really neat was when they mirrored it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I said.
yeah.
I like
Like,
that's
see them
what
in the
I was about to
background
that
and-
shot
If
when you seen
we
them
had-
fighting and
if
they were
we had
back there.
only
That was
had
dope.
that shot and the rest of it was just Mark, Steven, and Arthur,
Yeah.
and that was the only shot we got of the gods fighting, I think that would have worked better.
And if we had gotten, like, if Ahmet had started, like, if she'd gotten, like, a hold of Khonshu's head and started, like, crushing it, and, like, you heard cracking, and then, like, the suit was starting to, like, fade, there would have been some, like, I would have cared about their fight because it actually had consequences down on the ground, but they were just kind of throwing each other and, like...
Yeah, because even, like, in this thing, I have this graphic up here, when he was, like...
I was just going to say, I like the scepter to the neck thing,
when
though.
when he was kicking her butt, or either one of them being affected.
Yeah,
the
had a
suit
moment
wasn't-
either
the suit
way.
wasn't
Like,
being affected,
he
right?
really jams into her
No,
neck.
not that
and
we
then
saw.
Arthur Harrow's, like, cane turns back into the crocodile head rather
I like
than
that
the
moment,
axe.
too. I just
Yeah.
like the way it turned into the alligator. The cane was
just
like...
kinda-
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't think we really saw... I mean, this is the thing about TVs, movies, and filmmaking, though. Maybe there were
moments that they shot.
Maybe there were moments where they shot those things, and they just, test audiences weren't catching them. So they said, this is slowing it down. You know, like, we don't know. Who's to say? But that shot of them mirrored behind them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Another moment I liked is when the asshole dude who took this Khonshu statue and put it away when he died. That was great to me.
Yeah.
I didn't like when Yatzil died, but when he died, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
buddy.
the fuck you get. Well, he did help out a little bit in the end, though, but they could have gave those lines to Yatzil instead of to that bull. But
Yeah.
But he was
that's just me.
But he was Osiris's avatar.
All
And
right.
I think what they were implying is that, like, Osiris's avatar dying was what made Osiris open his gates again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To let them
all
back.
Right. All right, that makes sense.
That's what I think it was. It's like, holy shit, things are really going down. I need them back too.
Yeah.
And so it was Osiris's own avatar getting killed that opened the gates, I think.
And freaking Towerette coming in
Yes.
clutch with the freaking boat getting out the
my
way
God,
of the
yeah.
sand.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that scene. When he goes back to get
Yeah.
Goes back for Steven.
Yeah. Like, should he have done that?
No.
And
Like,
just right away.
like there's really serious stuff going on the real world, and you
But
gotta
I'm
get
not-
back. But
yeah, I'm not.
I think it's, it had to happen. Read it as a testament to how close him and Steven have grown, or like how much his arc has led him to value Steven.
The scales were balanced when Steven was gone. So why go back and get him?
Well, because
I think it's because...
And did it need to be? Did he need to lose him in order to appreciate him? Or, you know what I mean? That's how I was trying to, like, why go back and get... I mean, I like, of course.
I want to know your read on this.
We like
but
to call it.
What my read on it is like, Steven was basically created to protect Mark.
Steven, yeah.
And so Mark all this time had kind of been like pushing him away, resenting him, like putting up the wall between them.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was almost like the moment that Steven was actually able to like fulfill his purpose, and Mark
Okay.
appreciating and accepting that, I think is what balanced the scales, is how I read it.
Oh, so before he went overboard, the scales should have been balanced.
I don't know, per se, and this is where it gets...
That's what I said. That's
I
what
think
I'm like,
it's
because he went to the
purposely
field.
ambiguous, though.
Yeah.
I'd have to
Yeah.
He went to, like,
watch the scene again closely.
Well, because we don't see... I think the order of operations is Steven goes over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Mark is reacting to that. And then after his reaction, Tara is saying your scales have balanced.
Yeah, then he just
So they
field.
could have balanced before Steven went over the edge.
And we just didn't see it.
And we just didn't see it.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Tourette told him after it had occurred, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know you just went through something, but look, your scales have balanced, you know? So I think it was purposely ambiguous, that we don't know when exactly they balanced,
All right.
you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's getting too big brain into it. But...
Well, they're gonna be unbalanced soon. Soon as well, there's not gonna be another season, but
Mr.
but in the
Lockley.
movies.
yeah.
I,
If he shows up in the movies, that'd be dope.
Oh,
So.
I'm sure.
Please
He's going to
do.
be our Moon Knight.
Well, I mean,
Like,
what do you mean?
right
he's the only
now,
one who
right now,
knows.
he is Moon Knight. Because he's the only one with the deal with Khonshu. I can foresee maybe Mark and Steven
finding out about it
and re-signing a deal with Khonshu to try and keep Jake out of it. Like, keep him more locked away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think for right now, he's the only one who has a deal with Khonshu.
Also, Marvel, bold move.
What's that?
Making your climactic fight scene happen in like a skip moment for Mark.
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
Like he's
Mark
on the
blacked
floor
out.
and he's getting the freaking like soul sucked out of him by the
Staff.
the
The
staff.
staff.
And then he cuts out.
That. Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
then all of a sudden,
He's that bold movie.
everyone's
Okay, I got
dead.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Everything's on fire. Arthur Harrow looks like he's dead. He's got his own axe to his face, and he's just like,
I'm pretty sure Joe said out loud, "We don't get to see it."
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
While they're
Layla's just
sitting
sitting
on
there
the
like, "Are you okay, man?
We gotta get like
You freaked the hell out, bro."
they had to have like filmed that, and then you'll get on the Disney Plus specials
they
if you
didn't.
if you
No.
I bet
I don't
they
think
did.
they
because it'd be dope, so dope if you just go back if it's something they have
Yeah.
like Jake's story or something like that. And you get to see
Yeah.
everything he
I
did
don't
in each
think
of them,
they
and just
did.
him whipping ass.
I think
through
they're
all of
cheeky
them,
little
but-
bastards,
I
and I don't think
think
they
it's
filmed
because
it.
it's. Do you think it's because it's Marvel Disney and Disney doesn't want to show you the rated
No,
R
I think it's
shit that
more
Jake
of a
does?
narrative thing that like
No, it is.
Mark
yeah.
and Steven are our guys, and so anything that Jake does is we don't know. If they don't know,
The
we
way
don't
I
know.
think of it too is
It's,
like
it's bold and I like it.
it's
I
not
think.
just the fact that like I think because with all the Netflix Marvel shows coming to Disney Plus, I think they're not really necessarily afraid of the violence because now they have
Oh,
the
okay.
mature rating.
Yeah.
But
Oh, right,
for
right,
me,
right.
it almost reminds me of
Goddamn
like
coding.
we'll be getting into slight horror tropes later.
Mm.
But I hate horror movies. I'm not gonna say that right out the gate. But one thing that I've heard that I completely agree with is it's like the monster in your imagination is almost scarier than anything they can put on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like we know Jake Lockley is extremely violent, but it's almost like if we don't see
yeah.
how they got to that aftermath,
True.
then it's like our own imaginations run wild.
True, 'cause
And
when
that's
they-
probably even more amazing than anything they could show us.
when they first did it
Mm-hmm.
in that desert area where like the kid got dropped off the
Yep.
edge and like people just did like who got stabbed up so strong and like
Yep.
did
Yeah.
he cut in and up? We don't
Not
know.
to
What,
mention-
in my brain, he
Yeah.
cut in and up.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
But it's like the things you don't see is almost like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
We got a great taste of it when we finally did see Jake. Like
Oh,
you just see all of the hospital staff dead. Like you didn't have to kill all the hospital staff, but he did because he wants to. And then he's wheeling them out, and like perfect description of his like wanton, needless destruction. Throws Arthur Harrow in the thing, shuts the door, moves the wheelchair like 5 feet, and then just kicks it.
yeah.
And then he gets in the
Yeah.
car, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this guy's just a sociopath. He's just
Jake-
unhinged.
Yeah.
He's got
No fucks.
anger issues."
Everything.
It's all of Mark's anger
I was about to
issues
say all of that.
And I think
channeled
it's
into-
in the same way that Steven was like there to protect him from his mother's rage. I think Jake is there to protect him from like the morally gray areas of mercenary life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think because me and you were talking about it I think last week. The broken nose one. Remember you
I
said
totally-
you think
I
it slipped
still
in
think
it?
that's-
You think that's still Jake?
Yeah, there was a little bit of like
'Cause I think so too.
I was a little tenuous about it because the only words we've actually like confirmed have heard Jake Lockley speak are in a different language.
Yeah.
So like
But it still didn't seem like either one of them though. He
haven't-
seemed just confused enough.
so technically the only thing we've seen Jake say when we know it's Jake is something in a different language. So like maybe the intent is that he only speaks that language, but I doubt it.
Can I say something interesting?
Yeah.
I have a little anecdote. So as we all know, as I've said on like every episode of this podcast, I also like to listen to nerd podcasts.
Right.
I will also listen to other people talk about the things we talk about.
Right.
So they
That's
on the Ringerverse, one of the hosts, Joanna Robinson, did an interview with Mohammed Diab, who is the director.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, I don't know if you can answer this, but I will ask you directly.
Is that Jake?
Was that Jake, or was the end credit scene the first time we ever saw or heard Jake on camera?
Cool. She got to ask somebody.
And he said, I will tell you this. He goes, the script and the scripted lines for the scenes that you're referring to are Mark. They were meant to be Mark and Steven back and forth. He said, however, there was a lot of gray area between the directors and the other actors on the show not knowing if Oscar Isaac was pulling out different facets of his alter egos while they were on set. So he goes, when I watch it back and when I like was on set, there was parts of myself saying, is that Mark that we're seeing right now?
That's Jake, man.
It's but it's so weird because like
they didn't deny it, so
they did not
they're confirming it, and
but
they're
well he
not
did say,
denying
he said, I will tell you that I think the end credit scene was the first we saw or heard Jake. Is what the director says. But he said, with that, I'll tell you, everyone else on set was like, Oscar Isaac's doing his shit, and we don't know what the hell he's doing right now.
He's the director.
I think Oscar Isaac's taking that to his grave. I say that was Jake for sure.
I think so too.
With the
Me too.
With the pyramid, gotta be.
Yeah, that same scowl that he gave in that office was the same when he had in the back of that cab.
The same like glass-eyed look where he's just like,
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, so you're a doctor? And like,
and it had...
Because he was asking Steven, I think, right? I think in that scene, Harold was like, Steven, is that you? And he was like, it was supposed to be Steven. So. But Steven don't act like that.
No.
Or was it supposed to be Mark?
It was supposed to be Mark.
It was
supposed to be Mark that Harold was talking
It's later in the episode that he
but,
says Steven's like, can I talk to Steve?
But I'm hard-pressed to believe that wasn't Oscar Isaac pulling out Jake and just playing up for everybody, showing off and showing out. Yeah. I think it was.
Real quick, the fights. I just wanted to touch base with you because Joe's a professional fight and stunt choreographer, stunt coordinator. So I just was curious, the fighting scenes with the give me that technical term of the two sticks.
Kali,
is that what they are?
The scrimmage sticks.
Scrimmage sticks, yes. Did all that look good? And was that all on point and everything? And
solid work. Yeah.
And Lila's fight, Layla's fight.
All of it looked good.
Yeah, I thought so, and I was like, I gotta ask Joe about this.
It's a little rough because like her wings are CGI, so there was a little bit of like you could kind of tell, but it's good work. I enjoyed them thoroughly.
Is she now the new favorite winged character? Like, did Falcon, our new Captain America, just get like fucked with his costume?
Falcon, you guys, get out of here.
We were talking about it today at work.
Look at them wings, man.
We were laughing. They're like,
the whole outfit.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, eat your heart out. Oh. That's how you do golden wings.
Oh my God, you're so right.
She had golden wings too. Yeah,
absolutely right.
Yeah, her like invincible armor.
In probably the worst superhero movie ever made. Wonder Woman 84.
That was a dope outfit in a bad movie, but this outfit overall was dope.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I love that they kept her natural hair out.
Me too. That's it. They had the curly hair with it.
Love it.
I just want to gush over it a little bit. So I have a Marvel Unlimited quote from her about her outfit. I was going to read that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So this comes from Marvel Unlimited. May Calamari.
I think is it.
Yes.
Calamari, though, now needs
She said. Did I say calamari? I'm sorry. Calamawi. I'm sorry, May, for messing your name up. Well, she says, it's funny because the pants were incredible. We had this man named Wilbur, shout out to Wilbur, who had hand-painted all of the designs on the pants, which I loved, and on the neck. The top part keeps you straight. I figure she's talking about with the posture. So you're walking around already like this. I guess she gestured. And it feels really regal and royal. It's really cool. It's cool when you forget and you look down and you're like, whoa, you're damn right.
You look great.
Because that shot, just that when she first like broke him out, she was all slow with like, what is this?
She's reaching for the daggers behind her.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And she put it to use good too. And like some people on some podcasts were saying like, you know, how she learned how to. I was like, we kind of like
she was a fighter before.
I saw how she learned how to operate what? You give a fighter certain weapons, tools, like they're gonna do what they can. You ain't see she took off her necklace and stabbed somebody in the throat with it.
She knows how to use knives. So what is the difference between a bladed weapon here and then wings that have blades? It's the same motions. There's nothing changes. It's like learning how to use a stick or a pipe or a wrench.
One of my favorite moments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say.
You're gonna.
Because when you were going to it, I was just thinking about the scenes of her fighting and everything, and like she had super strength too, right?
It looked like she had.
Yeah, a little bit.
She ripped something off with like a door or something. Yeah. And one of my favorite scenes when the little girl said, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?"
Yeah.
My God,
so
I was like,
good.
Why are you an Egyptian superhero? She said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Scarlet Scarab is the name of the character that
I've heard some people say, and I'm curious on your guys' opinion on this. It just popped into my brain. Some people were saying, I wonder if it would have hit even harder if she had just asked, "Are you a superhero?" in Egyptian. like in Arabic, in the language.
Oh, that would
and then she would have responded back in their language.
I got chills just now. I think
they
that would.
It almost was a
little
bit towing the line of pandery.
Yeah,
like
because
they made the comp of like going to Black Panther and saying, "Oh, are you a black superhero?" Or are you a superhero? You know what I mean? Like, it almost... I think, yeah, it would have maybe... I mean, slight changes you can do.
Kind of different. I don't know. She doesn't look... Like, not doesn't look, but she could look... Without speaking, she can look like she's from anywhere.
But yeah, the little girl asking in Egyptian and her... I'm so sorry to everyone if the language is not actually called Egyptian. I don't know if they were speaking Egyptian or if they were speaking Arabic.
Oh, I got you. But if the little girl would have spoken her native tongue and just asked, "Are you a superhero?"
And yeah, Layla would have answered in it.
Even Egyptian though, I think Egyptian would have been okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Like somebody said to America Chavez, "Are you a Mexican superhero?" And she was like, "Nah, I'm Puerto Rican."
Right.
And like I mean,
that's
like,
true.
She answered the question, but.
Oh no.
But yeah, that character. I want to see more of her. Will we see more of her?
I'm sure. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Where does this? I mean, was there any other highlights that y'all had before? I got another question I wanted to ask. Leads on to something else.
It brings a lot of the last little monologue that Khonshu has brings a lot of light to what happened in like Sweden, like when they're trying to get the golden scarab out of his hand, and then Stephen blacks out and he's got blood all over his hands,
right?
And like that whole interaction that happens, we all thought was Mark doing it. That was definitely all Jake.
It was definitely Jake.
Because Khonshu's the only one talking. Mark isn't saying anything.
Oh, you went back and checked it out?
Yeah, watched it, and it's like first of all, like Mark is more calculated with his violence. I've said it before, and Mark doesn't end up with blood all over him when he's done fighting.
Right.
No.
Right.
And like the fact that Khonshu knew about Jake the whole time and was actively using him.
Absolutely.
And if you've got the golden scarab finally in your hands, like they've been kind of wanting to get it,
right?
You send your best guy, who's Jake.
You go ahead.
And so like when he's talking and he's like, "Oh great, the idiot's got the gun," or the idiot's back, and then like he just throw the gun, like that thing. Mm-hmm. He's talking to Jake.
You make me think. Hold on.
There's only one time he says give the body back to Mark though, but that could just be Khonshu not playing his hand.
When does he? Is that?
Oh, in the
episode? In the first episode?
One or two times in the first episode. Yeah, he says give the body back to Mark.
In the end, Mark wakes up in the it is Mark that wakes up in the bed and he gets out the bed and trips, right?
That's Steven.
That was Steven.
He just forgets that he's locked up to it.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, all right.
But yeah, I agree. I think that scene where his hands were completely bloodied and the golden scarab is in his bloody hand and everyone around him was deader than dead, I think that blip specifically was Jake. Mm-hmm. I think all the other times back and forth, it was Mark. Because Khonshu does say give the body back to Mark.
Does he say Mark?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but that one, when they were surrounded, like, he blipped and then that one lady was standing there like, what the hell? And
yeah, I think
like,
that was Jake.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say,
absolutely, because that seemed more violent than anything else Mark did in the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Mark was more of like
now
a
when I go back, I'm gonna just watch to see.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, in it for the violence, you know.
Yeah. Like, look, we necessarily need to get out of this situation. Get in there, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, it definitely means that Arthur Harrow called his shot so hard in the third episode, where he's like, "I wonder if Khonshu picked you because your mind was so fragile, or because it was already broken." Picked him because it was already broken. He probably saw Jake Lockley and was like, "That's what I want." Yeah. Mark's all right. Yeah. But like Jake's who I'm looking for,
and you're here at my feet, so let's go.
Yep.
I had two questions. I don't know if I want to. Well, I could ask one of them. It's just about Layla. Like, do you think they've reconciled their differences?
No.
Layla and Mark. They have some work.
I think they've got a lot of work to do because like now Steven's involved.
I don't think she's out. I don't think she's out of the relationship. I think they have some work to do.
So,
but
technically, if they were to be involved,
it's gonna be weird.
Is it like a threesome?
I've heard the word throuple thrown around, and I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Do you think they was? This is grown folk talk now. Do you think Mark and Stephen would go back and forth, or is like only Mark get dibs because that's my wife?
It's
I
gonna be
feel like
complicated.
literally if Mark
It's gonna be
if
complicated.
Mark could stop Steven from ever taking control when Layla's around, he would. Because I know he loves Steven, but like Layla's his girl. But like if Steven ever like I use the split reference, like took the light, I think Mark would be pissed.
Yeah.
And then
Not
we
to
don't
say
know
that
what
it
the hell
wouldn't
Jake gonna do.
happen.
Jake just gonna be, he's filthy. I don't know what Jake gonna do. He's just gonna be filthy. Out there in the streets and stuff. He already asked that one girl to a steak dinner.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Filth. But
Layla got nothing to do with that. We saw her with Conchu. She ain't got time for that bullshit.
Yeah.
I just want to Towerette.
Yeah.
It's nice. Well, she seemed like nice and kind and stuff. That's what you presenting as like wings and blades and stuff like that. Like, how come she ain't come out? Well, I guess none of them really look like their avatar, do they?
Yeah. I mean, because like even Moon Knight's armor, I think Mark refers to as like the ceremonial armor
Okay.
Conchu's avatar,
of
yeah.
Conchu's out. Yeah. So like and she Towerette's even like, I've got a perfect outfit picked out for you.
got it in
Like,
the
I have a
closet.
great idea.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think they can kind of customize and create
Yeah.
as they see fit.
And then Steven said, I want a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said,
I'm more proper.
summon the suit.
Oh, somebody else is asking is not they didn't ask, but they're like, it would be dope if the limo was Jake's suit. So he just wears whatever, and like the limo is just what he has.
Oh
And
my
like whenever
God.
he summons
That's
the suit,
funny.
the limo comes, and like the limo has like maybe
That would
some
be funny.
some like 007 shoot, like it's bulletproof and all that, tinted
That's
windows,
so
gas people up
funny.
if you're in there.
Oh my gosh.
That's his suit. I was like, what the, so you step out the cab, then what? The car just disappears. I mean, because Conchu had a suit on, man. He's looking fresh too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he was looking real good.
God, I think it's because, like you said, that's who he wanted with Jake. Like, oh, Jake said, let me proper
Freshen
Jake.
up a bit.
Now let's
That's
go
who he
get
wanted
everybody.
to charm,
Yeah.
wine and dine, was Jake.
Jake gonna get his own series. I hope he get like a little something. Just give us a little something. A little.
No, I
You
wanted
don't think
more
they take?
Jake.
You don't think they shot the stuff?
No.
I wanted more Jake.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the other thing was, where do you rank this in your Disney Plus series, Marvel series? Where's the rank? The top three,
Are
top
we doing,
five?
Are we doing our
You have to
quick
go to
ranking
the.
through?
You know, no. That's
I don't
that's too
remember
much.
what my
I
rankings
just sprung that
were.
on y'all.
Top three.
But is it top three?
It's
Top
top three.
five? Top three?
It's top 3.
All right. It's top three for me.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Top
Yeah.
three?
It's 3.
Because it's so
It's three.
It's so intricate, man.
It's
Yes.
3, but it's top 3.
Top three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's just so much.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Oscar Isaac. I don't watch him do anything.
The fucking horror aspect came thrown in there, the psychological thrills, all the fighting, it's all good stuff.